Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. Coming to you from the Holy Land of Israel. I want to give you a little situational update on the current situation, on the war, both a physical update on the actual details of the conflict, the war, as well as the spiritual update, which is, in my opinion, by far more important. So to understand what's going on is the major front right now. By the way, this is not just a war between Israel and Hamas. It's a multi-front war. Of course, it's a spiritual war. And even on the ground, it's not a war just between Israel and Hamas. It's a war between Israel and Iran's proxies, and really between Israel and Iran, and even more so, Israel and America against Iran and their proxies. So the major front right now, where there's an all-out war, is between Israel and Hamas. And Israel is thank God, demolishing Hamas. You know, they can only last so long. They're really losing, every day they're losing more and more territory. As well as their leadership is collapsing. Israel is targeting their leadership at astronomical rates. They're losing many fighters. They only have so many fighters at the end of the day that could, they don't have unlimited fighters, thank God. They're getting knocked out. And Israel split the Gaza Strip in half to isolate the north, where more of the fighters are from the south, where they could get resupplied, as well as to try to get the civilians to the south. And I just read earlier, like really just a few minutes ago. By the way, this video is being made a few minutes before it's posted, so it's live news from today, from right now, really, a few minutes before I'm recording this. I'm gonna upload it, put the description. It'll take a few minutes. It's really live news. So a few minutes ago, I read that the leadership, Hamas's leadership, is collapsing. People are not following their orders anymore. Arabs are looting their Hamas's military bases. They're looting their offices. So Hamas's leadership is collapsing, thank God, which is very good news. Which, God willing, will accelerate their ultimate collapse and, our victory in that arena. There's also an arena that's being fought is in the northern border with Hezbollah, with the Hezbollah terrorist organization, where we are having what is called a tit for tat. Without there being full-fledged war, they're attacking us pretty much daily. Actually, it's been daily. It's every day now, multiple times a day, really, that they'll launch either rockets or anti-tank missiles towards our people, and then we'll respond hard by hitting them in multiple locations. And there's that, it hasn't passed that threshold of all-out war, but really they're hitting us with an anti-tank or a few rockets towards different areas, and we're responding with rough airstrikes, that are taking out some of their members, as well as some of their equipment, and so on and so forth. And that also extends to Syria, to where Hezbollah operates in Syria, where they're armed by Iran. Iran tries to send them weapons into Syria, where they work with the Syrian government and Iranian-backed militias. So Israel's hitting them there too, as well as the U.S., which I mentioned yesterday. America attacked Iranian-backed groups in Syria because they've been attacking U.S. positions in the area. So Israel's been really hitting their supply routes of the Hezbollah terrorist organization. Yesterday, the conflict escalated because Hezbollah killed Hashem should avenge his death. One of our people was killed by these terrorists, as well as 6 others injured. So Israel had a much harsher response, where they hit multiple locations of the terrorist organization, Hezbollah, with hard hits. And Hezbollah responded with rockets towards multiple areas in the north, more than usual. Israel responded to them, and we're going to see how there's definitely going to be more to follow. I believe Israel will continue to respond to them. We'll hit them again tonight, and we'll update you with that. Try to update you with that if it's not before it's too late over here. And also, it's important to mention that it's obviously Iran behind the scenes. So Israel is hitting Hezbollah hard. There's something called a tit for tat. But the question is also, which remains, is how is this going to escalate? Could this escalate into all-out war? All the experts, the analysts are saying that it doesn't seem like Hezbollah wants all-out war. But as you know, a few years ago, in 2006, all-out war started when they launched an attack on our soldiers. And then we started an all-out war against them. So sometimes if they push our buttons too much, it might cause us to attack them full out. So they have to watch themselves. Now, on to the more important part, the spiritual battle. We should know that we are in a time where God is trying to bring the redemption. All of these wars are devices that God uses to accelerate the redemption, to cause the Jewish people to connect to him at a deeper level, and to cause the Jewish people to connect to each other at a deeper level. Before this war happened, there was Hashem Yishmor, there was fractures among the Jewish people based on useless political things and things that are so superficial. And we see that the moment we're attacked by an evil enemy, immediately all these superficial disagreements that we have with each other melt away, and that etzem, that essential love we have for our fellow, is re-revealed. And that is really, I think, the deepest point of this war, is the unity between the Jewish people as well as our righteous Gentiles, non-Jewish righteous people who support us. There's that unity, that love for each other that's infinite, really, and that's the motor that's gonna really drive this victory, is the love for each other. So that's an important thing to mention. And we have to understand that we have to do more. Whatever we're doing now in our service of Hashem is amazing, but we have to think to ourselves how we could do a little bit more, to push ourselves. Just like in a war, you have to be on the offensive, you have to push a little bit. You're exercising, you're playing a sport, whatever it is, in a business, YouTube channel, you have to push yourself a little bit to get results. So too in our service of Hashem, we have to push ourselves to do a little bit more. Whether it's to pray with more focus, to give a little bit more charity, to give more kindness to our fellows, to learn more Torah, to connect to God more, to work on our character traits, our emotions, to try to overcome our emotions, to improve our personalities, our character traits, to improve ourselves. All these things that we do are infinite, really, and they give infinite strength to the soldiers to win this battle, because we know that the battle is not really fought. It's fought on the field, but that's more secondary. It's fought in the war zone. Of course, the soldiers are infinitely holy, and we appreciate their service. There's no words to it. But what gives them the strength, really, what gives them the blessing to succeed is our spiritual service. That's what gives them more of a blessing, by doing more, by connecting to Hashem, by thinking how we could serve Hashem better, to recognize always on a greater scale the presence of God, to feel God more in our lives, to think about Hashem more in our lives, to do more good. Every little action we do gives strength to the soldiers and can save a soldier's life, really. Again, I told you, I'm going to post below that I'm doing a fundraiser to give spiritual, it's called tefillin and talis, spiritual artifacts to the soldiers. And if you want to support it below, you can do so. It's greatly appreciated. It's infinite. It helps the soldiers win in battle. The Torah literally says so, that the enemies fear us when we use these spiritual artifacts to pray with. And we should know that this battle is a battle of good versus evil, and it's a battle to bring Mashiach, that we're about to enter a new era. And this war is a part of it. The question on what arenas are interesting to note, we should know that our service helps this. Of course, there's the question that we know that in the end of days, Rome, different prophecies on how the war of Gog and Magog will happen, but there's a point where we're only really going to realize the war when it's over, that it fulfilled the prophecies. Of course, we've mentioned on this channel many prophecies that have been fulfilled. And it's clear we're in the end of days. It's clear we're close to the coming of Mashiach. We're in the final moments. It's very clear. But we just have to focus on doing more good. And it's going to happen. It's dependent on you. You have the power to bring Mashiach alone. And you should know that this war is, I call the Holy Land of Israel the pressure point of the world. That this is the place that could start trigger a massive war on a global scale. More than oil, more than water, more than, other territorial disputes. This is the holiest place on earth. It's the pressure point of the world. It's the consciousness of the world. It can trigger a nuclear, no pun intended, reaction. So we have to be focused. We have to be ready for whatever comes. We have to be ready to up our service of Hashem to the next level. And through that, we'll be able to get closer to Hashem, and we'll be able to impact this conflict through our own service. So we're going to update you all the updates as we've been, thank God. You can help support us below. You could help support the Torah channel, help support our mission to bring our campaign to bring holy religious artifacts to the soldiers. You can like this video, comment, share. That helps us infinitely. You should know that we're trying really hard at the Torah channel to bring you a bunch of content and updates, and I hope it's appreciated, because we want you to be excited about our content and to be involved. We're trying to take the channel to the next level. We've been getting a lot more views and subscribers, thank God, and we want to use it for good. Use it to spread Hashem's presence to the world. So I hope you like it. May Hashem bless you all. Thank you for all the support. May we experience the coming Mashiach immediately, have updates to follow, and expect good news. Expect the coming Mashiach. When we believe, it'll come. God willing. Thank you so much.